Welcome to Daddy Issues.
Do you see me right now?
Hello.
I'm like, oh, please work.
Yes, it's working just fine. Don't worry.
Yay, wifey.
Yay! We should hold on. Let me. I'm just pulling up my strain of the week,
Sweet.
and then we should do the intro immediately because we always talk about funny shit before we start.
I know. Agreed. Executive decision accepted to the top.
I think it's just because we're just so fucking entertaining.
I know.
I
love us.
We're too awesome. We're too awesome to not be recording at all times, like every time we speak.
All right, so should I do it? Are you ready for me to do the thing?
Yeah, am I glitching or lagging or
You're beautiful as always, my darling. Welcome to Daddy Issues, bitches. You made it. Hello.
Yes. It's been a journey.
It has been.
It's been a journey getting here today.
Journey. Did you make it? I made it.
I made it. Do you want to tell everyone what happened yesterday with our recording?
Like on a level where we had to, I want to say that we scrapped it, but we didn't even scrap it. The universe scrapped it.
Yeah.
This fucking shit. Okay, so we had this thing going where, audio was okay, and then it started glitching really hard. And
mine was like
yours.
Mine was full of lag. Oh, do you want to know what happened with mine? Why it's working today?
Why?
Well, so last night, obviously, like Shade was saying, I was glitching, I was lagging, and it was just ridiculous. And it sucked. So
it was so bad.
It was so bad. And I mean, we still managed to record an episode, but I'll let her get to that here in a little bit. We don't cry. We're fine. We're here today. But I said, okay, what I'll do is I'll have Ben look at my laptop and see if he can find out why it's being so slow and lagging, because it didn't do that before.
Enter white knight music right now for Pimp Status Ben for fixing everything. Oh, God.
Well, he was messing around with my laptop, and I was sat there smoking a joint, and he was like, have you ever emptied your cache? And I was like, what's a cache? And he was like, this has never been emptied. I've had this laptop for 5 years. And he was like, this is never in fight. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but whatever, And so he's like, oh my God, all right, I'll fix it. And so apparently that was the problem. He still never told me what it was.
I'm literally...
But I know it's something I apparently really should know. But I don't know anything about technology. I'm just like, what do you mean? Make the laptop go.
I mean, why am I not even... I'm sitting here and I'm like, I knew it was something on the computer the whole time because it was only your feed. It wasn't your internet because Laura, sorry, not Lauren. I have a friend named Lauren. Laura was clear as a bell. No fucking issues at all.
Yeah.
And you're like, and then I could hear you in the other room. And then Laura would be like, oh yeah, she's lagging really bad. Quite bad.
Apparently there's something called a cache on my laptop, and I'm supposed to empty it.
Yeah.
Or something.
She can handle caches for people.
I don't know what that shit is.
She's like, I like money.
Go.
She's like, I like money. Does that count?
Yeah, right.
Empty your caches, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you can stay current on daddy issues. There's other ways you could do that too. DamageGoodsInc.com is now a fucking thing. Thank you. So excited that that's a thing.
I know. We have a site.
It's alive. It's fucking alive. And we are adding 2 new shows to the network, which, first of all, Baked and Awake. Welcome to the Brotherhood. I mean,
I'm really excited about Baked and Awake.
420 friendly. You gotta fucking love it.
I know, right? this person, we're gonna be friends.
Yeah, we are.
We're gonna be friends.
We're gonna be friends, and we've already been going back and forth with him on Messenger, and he's just like, he's a funny guy. He plays along real well. So,
and he knows his strains too. Like I can say about a strain, and he knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
Him and Sith had a whole like gardener's hour on Damaged Goods this past weekend, so you can tune into that too. But in the meantime, so there's Baked and Awake, so you can find them. He'll be on our website in the very near future, but he's on Libsyn, so bakedandawake.libsyn.com. And then obviously Clay has been climbing up the charts, this motherfucker, getting jobs from our network, which is super dope. He was like, yeah, I got a paying gig. I was like, what? I was like, can you give us the paying gig from our network that we need? This guy. So we got him, and then I just finished the edit for beta testing.
I saw the graphic for it, and I love it. I think it's hilarious.
You're the only one who's seen it besides me and Matt, and we're doing a little revision, but I like the fact that is a beast of a woman on that thing.
Yes.
She's like a whole lot of bitch.
Is that how he sees women? Like these big, intimidating beings?
So he didn't draw this. He like sent out a poll to Fiverr, basically, right? And you know, we had this idea and we set the concept out, and he like cleared it with me because obviously he can't make any decisions on his own. That's the whole thing. He's beta, he needs an alpha. So, but he's a really nice guy and super funny to listen to. And we're recording again tonight.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to record for episode 3 of Legion After Dark tonight. I was writing it today, but I haven't finished yet. And if I don't write it, because the movie I'm reviewing, normally I don't write my reviews, but because the movie I'm reviewing is a bit of a tricky one, I needed to write it out, or I would like go off on tangents and shit.
And not stay focused enough.
Yeah, and go off on, like, because there are some problematic elements in the movie.
Got it.
And the problematic element, the movie's 9.5 weeks, if you're wondering.
Okay. I was wondering.
The problematic elements in it have a lot to do with the time period that the movie was made in. It was made in 1986, and it was meant to be a bit more mainstream. And so there's there's some stuff in there that I'm like, oof, like I can't, if I go down this road, because what I'm trying to do, like, it took me a few days, but I was thinking about, how I was going to present it and how I was going to deal with these elements. And I decided I'm not going to. I'm going to focus just on the BDSM relationship aspects of the movie. And I'm going to say a little thing beforehand saying that, I decided I'm just going to focus on this. I'm not going to go down this road and stuff like that. Otherwise, it would turn into like a little
4-hour episode. You're like a mini-sode that became a mini-series.
Yeah. Well, like there's a scene in the movie, right? Is where he first takes her home to apparently a friend of his house. Mm-hmm. And he's like doing the sheets on the bed, and she's like, "Oh, you're making a lot of assumptions, are you?" And he's like, "Am I?" And he goes, "Do you like music?" And he puts on fucking Strange Fruit by Billie Holiday. And I was, like, I could go on for an hour about why that is not appropriate in that situation. Like, what doesn't get me in the mood? Songs about lynching. I
don't know. That usually warms me up. I mean, a darker shade of shade. No, I think that's really fucked up, actually. Nothing would turn me off more than someone be like, you know what gets me going?
Yeah,
social injustice.
Yeah, exactly.
I get a boner by seeing people's miserable. I like to see the sheeple miserable.
And the thing is, like, there are other songs, even just by Billie Holiday, that are sexy that you could go with. But he went with that one, and it was like, right, this is problematic. How am I going to deal with this?
That's because they didn't have Giddy Up yet from Magic Mike. We were behind the times. It was what it was. The times were lean and tough.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they have like the stereotypical sort of cheap Jewish character. It's all, you're just like, God, this is This is problematic. But it was the 80s, and so that's the I decided I'll do the disclaimer before I do the review, and then just focus on the kink, because that's what we're here for when we go to Legion After Dark. We're here for the kink.
That's what we're here for too. We focus on the kink all day. In fact, so some fun stuff. So
yes.
We have a new review, which I'm about to review. I have to read it. I'm about to read it.
Oh, awesome.
Bound chicka wow. People fucking like us.
while you're pulling up our latest review, I'm going to go ahead and warn you. The quiz you have to take today for our quiz segment.
Yes, ma'am.
Apparently, I'll tell you the title of it. The hardest sex quiz you will ever take.
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
I'm in!
No pressure.
I'm in. Okay. So, now, I don't know if I read... Did I read the one from My Free Will yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, so My Free Will wrote, fun duo, fun and interesting hosts. That's nice. He gave us 5 stars. Thanks, guy.
Oh, that's sweet. Thanks.
And then CJ Sandwich... said, whoa. Whoa. CJ Sandwich said, this show is great, the woman's point of view, and it's a hilarious one. Yeah, we're all about the woman's point of view, aren't we, babe?
Dude, thanks, man.
Right? All 5 stars. They love our shit, man.
That is so sweet. We love you guys.
I know.
Go ahead. Where were we?
So, we just got our amazing reviews, and this is where I'm going to tell anybody, if you go on iTunes, please review us on iTunes. 5 stars only. Yeah. If you don't like us, please just fucking skip it. But if you like us, I don't even care what it says. I just care about the 5 stars because that helps us with iTunes, and like, I don't want a war with iTunes because I'm going to lose that battle because it's Apple. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, these are fucking entertaining to me, and I really look forward to seeing that people respond to our show. Okay, so, so write us a review because first of all,
I love it.
I love it. I do.
Yeah, I don't read them because I don't have iTunes on my laptop.
This is like a little surprise you get on our show, just on our show.
Exactly. Like when I come to record and she reads them out, it's just like, oh, that's awesome.
And by the way, something very interesting has just happened to our show that we have to share with all of our listeners. So they can call us and leave a message and say whatever the fuck they want.
Yay!
And the number is 407-984-6919. So 407-984-6919. Leave a message there, and we'll fucking listen to them and play it.
We will play them on the air. We will play them on the air, and we will respond to whatever it is you say. If you have any questions for us or anything like that, just fucking have at it, man.
Yep.
I'm so excited we've got that going.
Yeah, we've got that going, and it's going to be on our Patreon page, so they can find it there. It's going to be on our Daddy Issues group. It's going to be there. It's going to be on it's already on the website. They can find it on the website already. DamageGoodsInc.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
God,
exciting.
fuck. I keep having things planned out to put on the Patreon and then forgetting about them and then forgetting about Patreon altogether. I haven't even checked it.
Yeah, you're getting a little overloaded, I think. I think you're on like 6 cylinders, then you're like, but the car, where are the keys? I don't know though.
I think because I've been really working so much on that it's fucked my shit up a little bit. But it'll settle down.
You know, I've realized with myself, I've gotten way too bogged down with everything, and so we've had to do some shifting at the network, which is why we have more hands on deck and more people that understand the direction all of this is going. But it's getting down to a point where it's like, okay, I officially need help. I can't carry the weight anymore. I just can't. There isn't. And, we have other people on our network that are equally involved now and supportive of what we're doing. So it's really exciting. It's really fucking exciting because in 4 months, the shit has really fucking taken off. So.
It really has. It really has. It's amazing how much it's taken off.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody on the Damaged Goods Network. We fucking love you guys. The love is there.
Except you. You know who you are.
Oh, we fucking know who she's talking about, too. We fucking know what's up with that. Dude, you're never coming back out of that hole.
I love how fucking everybody on the network that hears this is going to be like, oh,
Yep.
is it me? Is it me? Is it me?
Yep.
You know who you are.
You fucking know who you
honestly,
are.
though, like you were saying about the beta testing thing, when I was looking at that drawing, it dawned on me, and I'm really surprised. Shade, I'm surprised. I blame stress. I blame that you have taken on so much that you never thought of a really brilliant question to ask me in regard to the alpha beta thing that would probably like twist my mind to your thinking on with them existing or not.
Well, now that you've mind fucked us both into a corner, where are we? What's the question? Why is this like Jeopardy?
You have never asked me, okay, Lily Bongwater. I'm going to be Shade for a second. This is me. I'm Shade now, right? Okay. Okay, well, Miss Bongwater, do you think that there are alpha and beta women?
And do you?
See, this is where it fucks me up because they're like growing up around women, there are clearly like leaders and followers and people who have the initiative and people who just sort of follow along with whatever.
Right.
So there clearly are amongst women an alpha and beta sort of model.
Right. And you're saying to me now you're coming to my side of the fence?
Well, okay, here's my problem with the terminology. And that is what my problem is the terminology.
Why do you feel like beta is a demoralizing term? Because I feel like that's your hang up.
No, it's not. It's because the terms have been co-opted by fucking red pillars and MRAs and people like that to describe something different than actual alpha behavior and actual alpha stuff. Like, and
so define actual alpha behavior for the audience.
Well, okay, like actual alpha behavior in personal experiences are women or men that are brave, like fearless. They'll do things like that other people would be afraid to do. They take risks. They take risks because they are confident in their abilities and they're confident in who they are. But you know, they're the ones that organize, they're the ones that lead. Yeah, they're the ones that lead. They're the ones that, you know, end up with being cult leaders and fucking shit like that.
Join the cult.
Yeah. And betas are like not that. They are followers. They want to like
they like to be led.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't have that drive or that confidence to take the initiative and shit like that. But the terms have been so corrupted by these idiotic internet movements, and that's what they are. That, you know, it fucked up the meaning of the word in my head. It's like, well, no, because I don't associate any of that with this. You know?
I think that's fair. You know, it's interesting you bring this up because the reason I wanted you to define what you think an alpha is or characteristics of an alpha is because we are going to have like alphas on the show to talk to him. And because like right now I play opposite Matt and we're trying to draw him out of his shell. But the way you define an alpha is so subjective and the way you can define a beta can be so subjective. So I think, you know, kind of honing in on what everybody thinks and then giving our definition why he's working away from that. That's so interesting. It's going to be an interesting listen. I am his. This is how we're fucking pitching it. So he's fucking lost, right? He likes himself, but he doesn't like. He used to be more alpha. He's admittedly like he's really taken a backseat to the person he used to be, and life kind of happened, and he kind of just softened to the point where he now has molded himself around what he thinks other people want or make them happy, and he's lost his own groove in the midst of that.
Yeah.
So I am his Sherpa, and I am fucking guiding him back on the journey to finding his alpha status.
Oh.
One little beta step at a time, right out of the bowl.
I'm so curious as to if that's possible. But it must be though, because you
He's
say
open-minded, so who knows?
Started out as an alpha, you said.
Well, I don't know if he was ever like a true alpha. I think he was just more dominant than he is based on his own description. Like things that he thinks a lot about now, he wouldn't have thought twice about 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, and what got me thinking about it and the woman's point of view is actually one of the hosts of My Worst Holiday when we were on their show. Mm-hmm. And he said, you know, he was like, yeah, it's absolutely a real thing. He's like, I like to be the right-hand man. I don't like to be the one that's in charge of everything, but I can be that second person.
Yeah, by the way, being on their show was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. I can't wait to go back on their show. In fact, they're going to air our episode within the next probably a week or two, I think.
Yeah,
so
man.
That'll be fun.
That'll be super fun. But when he was talking about, like, after we got off of the show, mm-hmm. it started making me think about sort of my own past and my own experiences and how, like, when I was traveling and when I was homeless and when I was younger and just doing stuff, it was always like me with a pack of subordinate followers that followed me around. At one point, I had like 27 people staying in one hotel room that they just all lived there with me and just stayed with me. Like, had I wanted to be a cult leader, I could have totally made that happen.
You're like, if I had just started piping out Bible verses, I would have had them.
I would have had them, man. But like, it made me think so much of that because they wanted me to make the decisions. They wanted me to sort of lead them. And it was like, I'm not going anywhere though. Where are you wanting to be led to?
You know,
they just, you know.
Yeah, I feel like you can have that. It was like you had like a motherly role almost, like a kind of a maternal role, but like they were still free to do what they wanted. It's just they wanted to listen to you.
Yeah, well, and I didn't even take care of them. I was like there for them if they needed something. But this was like my 19, 20, like early 20s, really selfish party days. For me, it was just like, well, I'm doing this. And they'd be like, well, come too.
About me.
Yeah, I'm doing this. And they're like, awesome, can we go? And it's like, well, yeah, you do, you know, you can do whatever you want. Because it never clicked on to me, really, that they were just sort of following whatever I wanted to do.
Right.
So I thinking back on that, I was like, shit, betas must exist because I have always had like people follow me around.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Always.
Well, they like you.
And they but they never like they never came up with an idea. Hey, let's do this. You know, they never, none of that.
The idea was you. The idea was, what's she doing though?
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's go. You know, like people would show, like when I lived on my own or something, people would show up at my house and just be like, hi, you want to do something? Yeah. What do you got in mind? And it was like that their plan extended to coming to me.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. That was like part of the deal.
You tell us, you know. Yeah.
Well,
you tell us what to do.
I get it. I fucking go to you for advice all the fucking time. You're my life shaman.
That's different though. Like if we were like not doing nothing in our lives, we were just like, let's hang out this weekend. Okay, what do you want to do? We'd both be like, oh, what about this? What about this?
Oh, that's
like,
true. I wouldn't not have any ideas. That's true.
Yeah. You wouldn't just show up and be like, tell me what I'm doing this weekend. You know?
Oh, no. I have something to bring to the table. Speaking of bringing stuff to the table, so I like this new theme of our show that we've been doing, and I got some feedback again. I've been polling listeners, like, individually, like, okay, so when people approach me about being on our show, which a couple people have recently, by the way.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, a couple people have approached us about being on the show. We're doing some cross-promotion, and some of the feedback I got was interesting. So, first of all, I think one of the consistent themes is, well, they like the fact that we openly talk about sex and we're not afraid to talk about whatever we talk about.
Yeah.
And I think that there's like an openness between you and I that, I mean, quite frankly, I'm not like this with I'm an open person, but I can't be this level of open everywhere. I don't think a lot of people can.
No.
So, but they like that. So people are really responding to that. And that made me super happy to hear that. The other thing that I thought was kind of funny is they're like, referring to you, she always sounds like she's got 10 stories for any one story. And I was like, yeah, she does too.
Yeah, you got to watch it when you've lived a really crazy life. You have to really watch that shit because you don't want to be that dickhead that somebody's telling you a story and
You're
then
not
afterwards
a
you're like,
one-upper. I know where you're going with this, but you're not a one-upper. You're not.
Well, you got to watch it. You got to be like, right, yes, this is a relevant story, but let's put it back in my mind until another time when it's kind of the subject matter. So you're not like,
you're like, I'll just roll it back for later seasons.
Yeah, you got to though, because otherwise you become that dickhead, that one-upper asshole that everyone hates. Yeah, everyone hates that.
Like that guy in the village that nobody talks about.
Have you ever met anyone that's done that for like medical issues? It's like, oh, I'm sick. It's like, yeah, well, I've got cancer, but they don't, like.
Oh, yes. Sadly, I have met somebody who totally lied about that. Not cancer, a life-threatening illness. So
that's so weird, though. Why? Why would you do that?
I don't know. I don't know what. All I know is, like, to me, there's a difference between cry for help and being just selfish, and to me, that looks just selfish, and that's me being probably insensitive.
It's not being insensitive. If you're inventing illnesses to try and get attention, that's like some sort of weird version of Munchausen syndrome or something.
Yeah, it's got to be some sort of illness. Yeah. Which I don't even want to call it an illness because, like, can't we just call it what it is? You're being an asshole. You're fucking lying your ass off, and you're making all of us actual sick people look like we are fucking lying. One of my cornerstone issues is that I don't wear a collar around my neck. I don't look like a sick person. So, like, people don't get that I'm actually ill,
Oh. Yeah.
Like, and I pretty much hold myself together on a daily basis pretty well, I feel like. I can hide the fact that I'm sick most of the time until my body starts crashing on me.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Absolutely. You're a machine.
I am.
You're a machine.
Lately, I've been working on extra innings.
Yeah, you're a machine that breaks down constantly, and they have to get somebody in to come and again the filter.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Throw the wrench. You know what I want to talk about? So
Wait, you were telling me something.
Yeah, this is what I was going to tell you. So I got onto a subject the other day, and I felt like this would be an interesting thing for us to talk about. So I feel like, and this is me, I have like a series of like favorite go-to positions. But when I was talking to my friend, she was like, well, and it would vary from partner to partner.
It does vary from partner to partner.
Okay,
definitely.
For me. Now, when I said this to her, though, she was like, oh, no, like, I only do the same exact positions every single, with whoever, doesn't matter what size the person is, doesn't matter, like.
But why, though?
And that was my response. And my question is, well, really, my talking subject is like, okay, so when you're thinking about sex in general, to me, if you don't, like, yeah, you have your favorites maybe, but, like, if you don't switch it up, wouldn't it get boring after, like,
yes.
I don't know, like 6 or 7 times?
Yes, totally. Yes.
Okay.
It absolutely would, because I've been with guys like that where they like have these go-to positions and they just always do that, and you're just like, okay, I'm really fucking bored now.
Have you ever found somebody that like you made a suggestion and they were like they did it their own way anyway? They were men going their own way and not getting you off your way?
No, I haven't. But I date like
fucking Americans.
Like I'm just kidding. No, the type of guys I date like are usually 9 times out of 10, if you look back on my relationships, the guys I've dated, most of them were followers. Most of them were betas. I can count how many.
I'm sorry. What word did you just refer to as? They were what?
I can count how many more dominant partners I've had, but the rest were little bitches. And so I pretty much just had my way with them,
That's how an alpha does.
Like, whatever. Mm. But with the more dominant ones, even they weren't like dicks about it. They're usually more sort of adventurous and open. But if they don't like something, they're not afraid. They're not going to put up with it just because you like it. I had a guy that was not into bottoming at all and was just like, nope, not into it. And I was like, okay,
And that was that.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was trying to explain it to someone the other day. I was like, I think it's a preference thing in general. Like, you're either sexually compatible or you're not. And I don't think it comes down to positions. I think it comes down to, are you the type of person who is more adventurous, and are they?
Yeah.
Because if they're not, you're going to be at some point more limited. That's fact.
See, yeah, like, definitely. I mean, that's why Ben fucking went a bit crazy when we first got together, because once we could get it all the way in, then he did. But because apparently all the positions he had done before me were super, super limited. Like, he'd done doggy a few times. He'd done like the girl on top. He said mainly it's been the girl on top, or this, like, he put me in the position, and it's like a missionary position, but instead of your legs being up, the legs are down and hooked around the backs of his knees. And I was like, okay, all of those positions are because of your size. That's a way to control how much you've used in there.
Yep. She didn't want a lot in the fucking train hole.
Yeah, you hurt her, you know? And he's like, yeah, but I hurt you. And I was like, but I'm a masochist. So for me, it's like, go for it.
Yeah, for you, it was a compatibility thing. I mean, basically, like, that's a match made in heaven, because, he made not...
We've been together almost 10 years, and he still hurts me. And it's fucking fantastic. I know. It's not something you get used to.
Yeah. It's a good problem.
But I think he's super shy and embarrassed about it a lot of the times, because it's different. It's not like regular guys,
Yeah.
Which always freaked me out. I'm like, you'd think most guys that were his size would be like whipping it out all the time. Just like, boom, flop it on the table, boom.
Well, I mean, I think there's a certain amount of, like, secrecy that a sense of propriety he has, He's like, these are my goods.
And when we first met, he was living in a house with Kyler and her ex, who is this big ginger Yorkshireman. And he was obsessed with seeing Ben's cock. He would like always try to like peek around and stuff because it was so legendary. And so Ben was constantly like hiding and
Aw, shy little Ben, who isn't little at all.
That's so cute. But he was hilarious. We should have him on the show, but we're not talking right now.
Oh, you and Ben?
No, the Yorkshireman.
Oh, I was like, that's a whole show.
Yeah, me and Ben don't not talk.
I was gonna say, how the fuck would that work?
If something happened major like that, you'd already know about it, because I'd have been like on the phone, just like, and then he said and then this happened, and I'd
be like, all right, the flight's been booked. I'm on my way. Don't blow up anybody. No tire fires till I get my passport cleared, please.
And then like Ben would walk in the room, and I'd be like, what do you want? I'm not crying. You're crying.
Fuck you. Now I'm back here like, hey, Ben, what the fuck? Ben, I'm poor now, Ben. What the fuck? I'm poorer than I was before, Ben. No, we love Ben. Ben's a good guy. We like Ben.
He is.
Yeah, no, I think sex in general. Okay, so, like, first of all, you have to find somebody who's sexually compatible with you, because to me, like, I've had an unsatisfying sex life and I've had a satisfying sex life, and one is not comparable to the other.
Oh God! And you really
woman who settles for like no orgasm and doesn't fucking care, and like, you're gonna get lonely one night and fuck somebody else. But with that logic.
I mean, and once you've had a really good sex life, you can't
ever go back.
Like, if you go back and have mediocre sex with somebody, you're just like, no.
That's why I'm celibate.
This is not worth my time.
Like, nope, I'm not gonna fucking waste my time with fucking. I know what I'd rather wait till I know what I'm in for, and then I'll just sit there happily indefinitely.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm not one of those people who I don't need to up my number. Like, it's like, I'd rather have it's quality over quantity.
Yes. So she means she only does these, like, not favorites. She didn't mean she has certain
She means
favorites.
like, okay, I'm gonna give you like a fake list. This wasn't what she said, but this is what she meant. Okay, so like doggy style could be one, missionary being another, fucking crouching tiger, hidden dragon. Then we've got the fucking hopsy topsy over there. Okay, so like
the
those are
Hopsy Topsy. Is that a 69 or something? That sounds like what it would be. Hopsy Topsy. Well,
all that said, like those are the only 4 that she'll ever use. It doesn't matter who she fucks.
wow.
Right?
Wow.
I can't
But
even.
why though? Like,
Dude, if you don't have variety, I want you to throw me up against the wall. I like all of the energy. I'm an energy person.
me too.
So
that's what it's all
like,
about.
There needs to be
Passionate.
passion. Yes, there needs to be passion. There needs to be directness. Like if I have to feel like I'm not sure if you totally want this, I'm out. It's not that I want to be out. It's that I want you to be so in. I can't tell that there's anyone else that exists on the planet.
Yes.
Like I want you to be my sole focus because you're about to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it has to be like you cannot fucking wait to get your clothes off. Like you cannot, like, as if you're drawn together by very powerful magnets or something.
Yep.
You cannot keep your hands off of each other. Even if you tried to, you couldn't do it,
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
So I've got to ask though. But we all have our favorites. What are your top 5 favorite positions?
I love doggy.
I think everyone loves doggy.
I just like
Doggy's
it. It's just fun. It's
It
just a
is.
fun one. I don't know the names of some of the things that I like. Is weird, I guess.
I don't either. Like one of my
maybe I should make a little booklet. Shade's favorite shapes. I don't know. And to me, it largely depends on the partner. Largely depends on the. I will tell you things that I know I like. Like it's not a position per se. It's like a feeling kind of thing. I like being choked.
Well, yeah.
That's a huge thing. I like talking dirty, and I like when someone talks dirty.
Yeah, me too. I love that.
That really gets me going. Oh, fucking pin me down, tie me down, push me against the wall, please. Fucking please. See, I like feeling restricted in my sex life because I have complete fucking control everywhere else. Take it away if I give you that control. Like, if I trust you enough, if I sleep with you, I trust you enough that if we're at that point, I'm not going to mind if you put your hands around my neck because I already trust you enough to be in my bed. I'm really protective about my space. So I won't just fuck. I'm not a one-night stand person anymore. That's a long gone part of my past.
Oh yeah.
So,
I could see myself getting there again, but in my 20s it was fun as hell.
Yeah, like I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't want to get what you have, and I know exactly what I'm looking for, and if you're not that, I'm happy to purge you from the list. And the other thing is too, it's like, why be complacent? Like I said earlier, why settle for like adding to your numbers to just fucking what? You're adding to your list. Why?
Yeah.
But no, those are like some of my favorite things. Oh, I like sex in public.
Yeah.
A lot.
Sex in public's fun.
Yeah. And I found that that's a deal breaker with many men. Many men that I've been with will not in public.
I mean,
for their jobs or like whatever they're
I was going to say, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with calling red on sex in public, you know.
Except for me, if you want to fuck me. I mean, it's great if you're like that, just don't call me. See, that's it goes back to the compatibility thing again. It's like, if you can be honest about where you're at. Like, if a guy were to say to me, I like this, and this, I'd be like, okay, so I know exactly what's on the table. I know exactly what it takes for him to feel sexual gratification. Is that a deal breaker or do I like it? It's easy enough that way. But, like, I don't want to find out after the fact, which I think is why I like the lifestyle so much. Is like, let's interview each other and find out if we're compatible.
Yes. I think people, especially vanilla people, they have this idealized...
I have a story about this.
They have this idealized version of how a relationship is supposed to come together and work, and sex is not supposed to be that important, and it's more about like the emotional bond that you make. No, sex is just as important as any of the rest of that, because you can be so compatible in every other way, but if the sex sucks, then
you're fucked.
It's just not gonna fucking work.
There's some symmetry for you. You're fucked.
Yeah. It's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. But at the same time, if you take the initiative, you can turn bad sex into good sex. You can teach them.
I would have agreed with that. Except I made a fucking attempt at that with my ex-husband who couldn't... He had the perfect sized dick, And no matter what I taught, it was just so he's like, meh. Meh. And I thought what you thought. When we were dating and shit, I was like, it's all right. He's still got a good dick. It'll be fine. Because it's like a good size, it's good width, and like he's...
Yeah,
you
you just assume that if they're dating you, then they're going to be open-minded enough to like sort out their technique.
Me, right?
and why would you not want to? Like, if somebody told me...
Well, he was gay, so there was that.
Oh, well, no, that makes perfect sense.
He didn't need to figure it out because really he was a bottom.
You never tried pegging?
I didn't know till I was cheating. Oh, this smoke shit. I ain't even going there right now. Rawr. Taking it back to the Cretaceous period. God. It's way in my rearview mirror. No, but you know what? No, but that's why I'm telling you. If you right now are dating somebody and you're like, well, the sex is okay, stop.
Yeah, because they're gay.
Well, it's not even that they could be gay. They could be gay. Just shout out to my sister. Say he might be gay. You might find out a little too late and a house too deep. I'm just going to say it. But, if he's not gay, he's probably giving you his A game is what I'm saying. And if you don't like it, then it's probably going to go by the wayside. And I don't know about you, but like I met a chick. This is true. Okay. I thought this wasn't even a real thing, but I met a chick who had never had an orgasm. And also,
even on her own.
Ever.
What? How do you, okay, let's say I stop having sex and I stop masturbating. I have sex dreams.
Right.
If I'm not getting any for a long time.
There's porn in my head. My subconscious turns on.
I'll orgasm in my sleep. So how has she never had one at all? That's so fucking weird.
She never had one that she ever knows about. I mean, she could have sexomnia and not know it, because if no one's present, she wouldn't know it. But she had never actually had an orgasm. And so I fixed that. And she was like, she sat there when we were like, she was getting dressed-ish. She was like wearing a sheet, and she was like, well, how the fuck was that never a thing? And I was like, I was like, well, I can just say that it's one of two things. Either you didn't communicate what felt good. I was like, because you weren't really talking. I said, or I said, you just had people that didn't really pay attention. If you have a partner that isn't paying attention, they're not going to care if you get off or not. But if don't fake it. You're slighting both of you. Yeah. Don't fake it. That's a mistake.
I faked it once.
Really? I can't see.
I did. Yeah. Well, let me tell you what happened.
Okay. Were you trying to get away?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. That makes more sense.
I went home with this guy, and it was a one-night stand, and I fucking knew from the minute I was leaving to go to his house that it was a one-night stand.
6 to midnight.
Right? There was Yeah, I had shit going on in my life. This was one of those time periods where I had shit going on in my life and I didn't give a fuck about bringing someone into it or getting to know you or fucking being your friend,
This isn't
none of that.
Houdini, is this? This is not the same guy, is it?
No, it's not Houdini.
Okay.
It's not Houdini. Houdini didn't last long enough for me to fake it.
Right, got it.
But
Two thrusts
anyway.
is a must.
So I go home with this guy and it's one of those where he's trying and he's trying and he's trying to make me come. And there's no way in any reality that I was going to. And it went on for ages. And I was like, at this point, I was like, he is not going to stop.
Until you just act it out.
Until I come. And I had shit to do the next day. So I faked it. And I faked it. And then like, afterwards, I was getting up to get dressed. He's like, "Oh, stay with me tonight?" And I was like, "No,
no, I don't think that'll be on tap. Thanks, though.
No, I have a really busy day tomorrow. I need to go home."
Dude.
Oh well, here's my number. Call me and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I'll do that.
So, what are the shadiest ways you've ever gotten out of a date or a fuck?
The shadiest ways I've ever gotten out of it. I
crawled out of a bathroom window one time.
I filled the guy's apartment with punks.
Punks? What's that?
Yeah, like squatters, like punk rock people.
Oh my god!
I was like, he was like, "Yeah, you can stay at my apartment," and I was like, "Okay." And I slept on the couch. I slept on the couch the first night, but I was like, I know where this shit's going. And
everybody thinks they're getting the girlfriend experience with you.
Yeah, and so he left. He was like, "Oh, I've got to go to work. You just stay here. There's beer in the fridge. Help yourself, blah, blah." And I was like, okay, so this guy's trying to get me drunk and everything. And so I called some of my other homeless friends. I was like, "Yo,
come over to this house I found."
Yeah, and he comes in, and there's like people passed out on the floor and the couches, like with all the patches and this, mohawks and fucking dreadlocks, and
dude, I think
just
that
sprawled out on the floor. All his beer was gone. It was just, but I felt safe,
No one knows how to get even like you do. No one. And honestly, like, I've said this so many times. I never want to be on your shit list. I never want to be on your shit list. I never want to be on your shit list. I'm going to say that until it's like its own fucking song. Because if you know her, then you'll know that there's just enough fucking crazy in there for her to really ruin your life.
I like to try to keep my crazy in check.
You do. You're doing really well so far. Like, I mean, honestly, I've never been in the line of fire, so I've been safe. But I've heard of the tire fires that have been a brewing, like in the horizon, and I just don't. It's like, oh, it's pretty from a distance.
You know what though? In my defense, I will say it does take a lot to get me to that point.
That's true.
Like
you've been really fucked over, and you still didn't go full crazy for a minute.
Yeah. It takes. I have to feel like I have been personally wounded by someone in a very big way for me to get to that point.
And at that point, remember everyone, things are flammable. Everything is fucking flammable. Just remember that, because she gonna remember. Yeah. She gonna remind you.
Everything is flammable, and I look at prison as a retirement option. So
she has said that to me a little too confidently, a little too often. I've tried walking her off that ledge. No, don't do this. Like, she's like, no. I'm gonna fucking do it. It'll be fine. So there ain't any way to stop it when the train is coming.
The last time that happened was because of my ex.
Well earned, by the way.
Well earned, and he diffused the situation.
Which also good call, bro. You still have your life because of that.
I know. He was like, right. I'm not having you think this about me. I'm coming over, and yeah. He diffused it. But the thing is that's the
probably
fucking
smell
guy.
the smoke billowing in through his windows.
Yeah, but then again, that's the guy that I was talking about a few episodes ago that I was like, he's my kryptonite. Like, I just I see him and I melt. And
Okay,
I'm like,
so let's talk
okay,
about that. Let's talk
whatever
about
you
something
say.
fucking relatable for a second, because not everybody can relate to BDSM. Everyone can relate to the guy that's kryptonite. I have 2 men in my history that have been my kryptonite that I go back to more than I should. One I will never speak to for the rest of my days. He can die in a fucking tire fire of his own choosing. But the other one, like, will fly in and out of my life like completely randomly. Like, years will pass, and then all of a sudden, like, bloop. I'm like, hello? What? But you know, it's like one of those things where at first I have like the no, stay away, and then well, okay, hey, I hope you're okay. I don't fucking care. And then it's like, well, I guess I hope you're not dead. You know, like, I slowly soften the dark heart to a level where, like, now, okay, we're talking about things, like, not personal shit, but we're verbal-ish, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I eventually had to fucking put the line out and be like, no, that's enough. I can't go back and forth. But how hard is it? Talk about how hard it is to fucking do that.
It is. It's so hard because, like, I don't know. I think some people,
It's like their dicks are made of chocolate.
dick warlocks.
Dick warlocks. That's a soundbite. Dick warlocks, ladies and gentlemen.
Some people, or pussy warlocks.
Pussy warlocks are a thing for sure. Lesbians everywhere are pussy warlocks.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough lesbian dick pics on the internet. Like, not enough.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
like, no, but that when you have a person like that, it is so fucking hard because I don't know. I think when some people are so compatible that you kind of like bond in a way, and that is a bond that's hard to fucking break, man. It is hard to break, and you can't even really break it. You just have to fucking ignore it because if you see them,
and or survive it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he could show up at any time and be like, do this. And I'll be like, okay.
Were you,
I don't know. I think I'm getting better. Though.
Are you
Because I'm able to talk to him.
Are you turning a corner?
I think I may be. Like, I still talk to him, but I'm able to, like, keep my shit in check a bit better now as time goes on.
If I have to cut his dick off, I will.
I mean, it'd probably be doing the world a favor if you did that.
I mean, there's spay and neuter clinics, and I feel like they don't really do the job that needs to be done. I don't care if you can't breed. I care if you can do this problem again.
Yeah.
I care about that. Can you dickmatize somebody into a point that they are sad? If you could do that again, I want to cut it off.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I should have known because all of his exes during dating him went insane. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. And of course, on my ass, no, that won't happen to me, blah, 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 blah. They must have been crazy to begin with. And then, sure fucking enough.
The body's in the wake before you. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's like a fucking Dick Cthulhu. He just makes people crazy.
Cthulhu! Dude. Okay, well, what about unrequited love and attraction? There are people that you can be really fucking attracted to or really fucking feel something for, but does it make you fucking crazy if they don't feel it back? Or is it just mean, and I'm not talking about people you haven't even necessarily been with. Maybe it's somebody you've been with before. And it's just the feeling is gone for them and not you.
Yeah. I think, like, I don't think that makes you crazy. I think it makes you sad.
It makes you sad.
It's sad and it's heartbreaking and it's difficult, but at some point you are going to realize they're just not into you, you know, and you move on and you find someone that is into you.
Yep.
You know,
and then you get into them. And then hopefully you find like your balance and your boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundaries then balance, usually.
I mean, I think Ben is one of mine for sure. He's gotten away with shit since we've been together that I would drop anybody else for.
Oh yeah.
But he's different, right? The other one is like, it's like this fucking aura that he has that just sort of melts you.
Yep.
Ben is like a fucking naughty puppy. He just looks at you with this goofy ass fucking face, and you just smile, and he's like,
but
"Oh,
I know
that's
Ben.
it, I win."
I know Ben, and if someone hurts you, he's a rabid dog. I know Ben.
Yeah.
And there's one thing I wouldn't fucking put past him. You fucking hurt her, it's you not in a good place. You better hide the sharp objects. Ben is not happy, quiet as he is. I would not fucking trust him in a dark alley ever.
Oh, fuck no. Whenever because we do have children. I don't know if I've ever talked about them on the show before. And obviously,
we have a couple times. We're both mothers, believe it or not. Unfortunately, don't fucking hate us anyway. We're good fucking parents, which is why we have aliases, assholes.
Yes, but we ours being girls, you're gonna go to Fight Club. You're gonna go fight. You're gonna learn. You're gonna go to MMA class, and you're gonna learn because we live in the world we live in, and you're female, so you need to know how to fuck shit up.
Yep.
It's very important to me that you know how to fuck shit up.
That's right. No, it's really important. That's a life skill. And I'll tell you, to a serious note, it's a survival skill that every fucking female should have. Every fucking female needs to know how to protect herself. And I'm not saying that men are the bad, evil animals, but I will tell you this. 2 of them stuffed me in a car and kidnapped me at one point in my life. And I was an adult woman. So it can happen to you.
Yes,
it can happen to you. And if I didn't kick the head of that motherfucker, I would still be in that car and dead.
Yeah.
So you have to survive. There's no one coming to save you, ladies. You save your ass.
Yeah, save your fucking self. But yeah, so I looked around because there's so many. My brother is my little brother. He'll always be my little brother, and I'll always say I can kick his ass. But he won like an international championship back in the early 2000s in Korea, and so
he's
I
big
knew
in Korea, ladies and gentlemen, big.
He went to learn from this specific guy, and the guy offered him a job as an instructor.
That's amazing.
I was like, Jesus Christ! I
the
can still kick her
mentor
ass.
became the fucking grasshopper, became the praying mantis.
Right. I still tell him I could still kick his ass because I'm his big sister, but
you're allowed. Seniority being what it is.
Yeah. But anyway, so I knew that some instructors are better than others. Some instructors, it's like really cute that they're teaching you tournament stuff and how to get points and all that. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a proper place. So I found a place that they're not allowed to compete in the tournaments because their motto is there's no such thing as fighting fair. I don't care what you have to do. Yeah, I talked to the instructor. He was like, I don't care what you have to do. I don't care if you have to gouge someone's eyes out. You fucking rub broken glass in their face. I don't give a shit. You're going to learn it. Like, they hire out nightclubs and put all the lighting and the music and the smoke machines on and just fucking, so you can learn how to fight when there's a shitload of crazy shit going on around you.
Yeah.
And it's all multiple attackers and stuff. It's good shit. So I was like, yes, this is the one.
So, the only thing that I have to say about that is I'm thoroughly terrified, and I hope there's footage. Because I feel like that would be a great fucking movie, or we could put it on Patreon and be like, donate to Lily! Look at her go! She just grabbed the fucking glass bottle. She's double fisting. They call her Spikes.
Well, I started going after the girls started going because I like that shit. I was just like fun, and so does Ben. So Ben was like, right, I start Thursday. He started going before I did. He was like, right, I start Thursday. And when he went to his first one, they're like, oh, do you want to do the beginners thing, or do you want to just jump into the main class? He's like, oh, main class. And fucking when I saw the instructor and the assistant instructor the following day. I was like, how'd he do on his first class? And they're like, yeah, he's good in a fight. He's good in a fight. I wouldn't want to fuck with him.
Has he ever been to prison?
No. But he used to be he used to do MMA, and he used to be a boxing instructor.
Okay, well, then he gets it. He has solid technique then. See, people who have been to prison typically know how to fucking hold their own because they've been on several men on one fight.
Yeah, which I never had to go to because the jail I went to was like a fucking big slumber slumber party.
They're like, hey girls, let's do our nails next week.
Yeah, totally. I did yoga instructing and shit there. I was
God,
like,
of course you
teaching
did.
a yoga class. And I was
Okay.
dating this Italian girl that was in there, and I don't remember what she said she was in there for.
Did she speak English?
She did, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But she was an aerobics instructor. So she would do the aerobics class, and then I would do the yoga class.
Oh, so
I know.
cute.
We were adorable. She's like, will you write me when you're out? And I was like,
Was
yeah.
it really
And I
like Orange is the New Black?
I've never watched Orange is the New
Oh
Black.
my God,
so
now you have to, and you have to review it. If
gonna-
I'm watching Grace and Frankie, you're watching Orange is the New Black.
You have a deal.
Fine.
You have a deal. I will start Orange is the New Black tomorrow in the daytime. I'll fucking marathon it, and I'll get back to you, and you can do the same with Grace and Frankie, because
Deal.
that is us.
Deal.
Grace and Frankie is totally us. Except for you all, we always liked each other. We didn't grow to love each other. We always loved
did.
each other.
I was like, sold to the Bongwater for the low price of myself, respect, my dignity, and all of her time. No, like, we're perfect for each other. Seriously, we are.
Yeah.
It's meant to be.
Absolutely.
I'd be poking holes in the condoms right now. I knew it. I heard.
That level of crazy is like the beware.
Yeah,
Beware,
no, I
like,
was just about to tell you. The only reason I even know that's a thing is I know a guy that happened to, and he found out that the chick did it because after they had their kid, she admitted it to him. She was like, well, I knew that we were going to, because I guess he said after they had their child, well, I'm glad we had a kid because if we hadn't, we probably would be trying by now. And she was like, oh, well, we were trying. You just didn't know. Ha, 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 ha. I was like,
oh my God,
what?
run away. Run the fuck away.
Like, that is a level of insanity, and you don't trap somebody into being a parent, asshole.
No,
Like-
that's weird. Like, and I have, like, Alexandra is here because I love having kids. I love it.
Yeah.
But I would never, like, let's say I'm single. Let's say I was single and I wanted to get pregnant and have another child.
Mm-hmm.
I would never. First of all, I'd never do that with someone that didn't consent to it.
Right.
Secondly, I would never expect that someone to be around.
Right.
That is not an expectation I would have. I would not be having the child to make me and some other person
Whole.
have to have a life together.
Right.
I would do it, I mean, that's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
Why would you want to
No.
force someone to be with you that doesn't want to be with you?
Yeah, no, I think that's really strange, and to drag a kid into it to me is sadistic, honestly. But I know
Guys do it too, though. There are guys that do that shit.
my ex-husband did it to his current wife, and that's exactly how he hooked her.
Holy shit.
Yep, that's how he hooked her because I couldn't have kids. I thought. So, because I couldn't, and I'd had plenty of miscarriages, and they're all documented.
Yeah.
And the doctors were like, "Listen, we don't really know why, but long story short, I now have a son, not from him, and it turns out that, and even the doctors today don't know exactly how it happened. I mean, they know how it happened, but like they don't know how all of a sudden it worked." And, but it was a rough pregnancy. And I'll tell you one thing, when I found out I was pregnant, the first thing I said was, I am making the decision to have this child because I will never get another shot at being a parent. Because to me, after all the children I had lost, it was my only shot. However, I said, if you never want a role in my life or the child's life, you have a pass. You have a pass to walk. I will never talk ill about you or even act like you did something wrong by walking away. I will, because I knew I was a mom. I knew when I was pregnant before. I had but see, I was so sick, it's like I didn't know for sure. I was already so sick with other stuff. So like I didn't know for sure. But I'll tell you what, that was unexpected. And it was, it wasn't something I would have put upon someone.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying. And I had actually said before I met the father of my child, like, if you're looking to seek somebody you could have children with, I am not going to be that person. I want you to know that because you're young, you're probably going to want kids, and I can't give you that. I'm statistically on record, can't give you that. And, he was like, oh, I don't want kids either. Well, funny thing.
Yeah.
But I think I think it is a wrong thing to do, and if any woman is doing this and hearing about this, it was a wrong thing for you to do to trap somebody. It's one thing, if you want to have a child, you can get inseminated. There are people who have done that and put that out there, and you don't have to meet some sort of quota.
Yeah.
You just have to pay for it. And if you're not willing to pay for semen, then you're not ready to pay for a kid. So, spoiler alert, just cut the middleman. Seriously, he doesn't need to be cut in the deal if he doesn't want to be. At least ask him, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and guys, if you've done that, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, seriously.
Why though?
Why?
Why though?
Why? And, again, who's picking up the short end of the stick? The kid. Because only one person in this relationship was really on board for it.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up. I'm not saying the child isn't loved. I'm just saying, like, that wasn't the deal.
See, I had the opposite problem. Like, I had to give Ben the talk. Listen, like, I'm not planning on having any more kids, but if you look at me the wrong way, I get pregnant. I get pregnant super fucking easily. And just know that.
You're like, if you stick around long enough.
Yeah, just be aware. I am on the pill.
Oh,
and
I was on the pill.
To be.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
am on the
never
pill.
missed. I took it the same time every day.
Yeah, I had a little alarm. But Ben was the one after we were together. We were together for a while before this happened. But Ben was the one that was like, hey, why don't you stop taking it? And I was like, what? He's like, we won't try to have a kid.
We just won't prevent it.
But we just won't prevent it. And that's how we looked at it. We're like, yeah, we're not actively trying, but we're just not worried about it. And yeah. And obviously me being me, it was like a month I was pregnant.
You were like, and 2 sessions later.
Yeah. Like yeah. If I went into like surrogacy, I'd be amazing.
Really? I'll bet you would be.
Yeah. Cause like the eggs it would take hold so easily.
You're like, all of them would come through. All of them. I just be a baby machine.
But I'm too old for that now. Getting pregnant sucks, especially in some. Yeah.
Do you want to?
No, I'm done.
You're done.
Ben's been fixed.
Oh,
Ben's had
okay. So you're safe.
He told me, like, after I gave birth, he was like, I mean, you just kind of went through that, so I'll get this bit done because it's really easy. It took like an hour, and he was sore for a couple of days. It was funny too because I told my mom, and she's like, well, you just be careful because when I got my cat fixed, he came home and he clawed the curtains down. And I just had this image of Ben walking into the house and just ripping the curtains off the fucking wall.
That's in the fine print of his documents for the doctor's discharge papers. Also, might rip curtains down, redecorating.
I was like, I was like, is he going to have to wear that cone on his head?
My sister asked me the other day, she's like, are you going to have another one? I was like, with who? Like, what? Like, first of all, even if I could, which I don't know that I can, I don't know if I can. I physically possibly could, obviously. But, like, since I had my kid, here's a fun, unfortunate, weird fact. I can't take birth control anymore. It makes me insane. Like I don't like me. And then if I tried an IUD and my body rejected it twice, and I had to be the second time around, I had to be hospitalized. See, they were like, "Oh, that's some shit in there."
Yeah, I can't get one of those. I can't because of my alien vagina.
Yeah, your vagina's fucked up in there. Do you have like multiple portals?
No. I have one portal that splits off into 2 wombs.
Nice.
So really,
well,
not only that, and I told my exes about this. I was like, right, if I ever have kids again, let's go for the scientific anomaly because it is possible for me to get pregnant with 2 different guys' children.
Right. What was I gonna say?
I don't remember where we were now.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember where we were now. That's Oh well, fuck it. Let's talk about something else at random.
I should do my quiz.
You should do your quiz, and I hope you're ready because it's supposed to be the hardest sex quiz you will ever take.
Dun dun dun. Like,
Question the first. Hold
I
on.
love how you read these.
How much does the vagina grow when a woman is aroused? Answer 1, it expands to twice its normal size, or it doesn't get bigger.
Wait, read the question again.
The question is, how much does the vagina grow when a woman is aroused? It expands to twice its normal size, or it doesn't get bigger.
Those are the only two options?
Yep.
Twice its normal size. That seems
Correct.
inaccurate.
Correct. It's called vaginal tenting.
Oh. Look at me knowing stuff.
Can you lose something in a vagina? Yes or no?
Like permanently?
I don't know. They didn't say. They just said,
I'm
can you
gonna
lose
say
something?
no.
No. Correct. Nope. It'll just hang around at the top of your vagina until you or a doctor retrieves it.
Right.
How big is a clitoris actually? Smaller than your thumb or bigger than your thumb?
Hold on. Oh, smaller.
That's what I would have said.
I have really small hands. What?
Wrong.
Bigger?
Actually, quite a lot bigger than your thumb and a different shape too. A clitoris actually extends well beyond the part that you can see. It has 2 legs that extend for around 5 inches down each wall of the vagina. Wow, I did not know that about my
you
own
learn
body.
something every day. I think this is the first quiz that has taught us jack shit. Congratulations,
I
quiz.
know.
Well done.
It's even got a little drawing.
Oh my God. We'll have to put a link to this in the show notes.
It looks like a fucking upside down lily.
Oh, maybe that's why it's like a. Have you ever seen the what are they fucking called? It doesn't matter. It's called like a mermaid slipper or something. Which is kind of funny now that I say it, but it's like a flower. Mermaid's purse, a mermaid slipper, a mermaid's hoo-ha.
We have a mermaid's hoo-ha.
A mermaid's cha-cha-cha.
God.
All right, next question.
Is penis size really related to shoe size? Yes or no?
I'm thinking based on case studies.
Because science.
I'm going to say yes.
Wrong.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm not really surprised that was wrong because I was on the fence about saying yes.
Yeah. And they even say here's a study that proves it and linked the study.
Oh, fancy
This is
schmancy.
All right.
They're like, we brought references, fuckers.
Right? Can a hymen really tell you if someone is a virgin?
No.
Correct. Not at all. Hymens are different shapes and sizes for starters, and they can be torn by fingers, tampons, gynecological exams, or even exercise.
Yep. And horseback riding.
Yep.
Rode that horse a little too hard.
I know the answer to this next one. What does penis captivus mean? All right, here's your options. 1, it's when 2 people get stuck together during sex, or it's when a man's erect penis won't return to its flaccid state.
And it's called what again?
Penis captivus.
I think the first one.
It is the first one.
Okay.
Correct. The vaginal muscles clamp down on the penis and don't let go. It's a rare condition, but it does happen.
She locks down like a vice on your... No!
Imagine having to like make that ambulance call. Be like, yeah.
Let's play that out for a second. I'm the guy, and you're the chick. All right, you're making the call, and I'm stuck to you.
I'm not making the call. You make the call.
Dude, what the fuck am I I gonna say? My dick's stuck. Like, what the
yeah. I mean, you're the one that's stuck. You call him. I don't want to talk to the fucking ambulance people.
You have to talk because now my dick's stuck and it's your fault because your vagina got aggressive.
Fine. Okay. I'm calling right now. I'm calling.
Why do they take so long to pick up? I understand the state of the condition we're in. How the fuck would that call go?
I know, right? Do you want to be the operator?
I'll be the operator. Hello? What's your state your emergency?
Right. So, me and my partner were having sex, and now we're done having sex, and we can't stop. We're stuck together. Send an ambulance or like a bunch of firemen.
I'm sorry, did you say you were stuck?
Yeah, you went all southern then. Yes, we are stuck together. We need the jaws of life.
So stuck. Sending someone over immediately. Dude, I'm prepping for the show. Turns out I'm not going to be Deputy Jane Myers. I'm going to be a psychic.
Oh, you're a psychic.
I'm a psychic, and I channel all the people that have died.
Oh my God, awesome.
I'm about the same age, and I'm just as damaged, and I'm just as sarcastic. It just turns out that I see dead people, which is hilarious.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I found out this morning. Boom.
Hell yeah, congratulations.
Check out the aftermath. We're gonna be cast members, castmates.
Yes, 99.5 the aftermath.
Woo woo. So exciting.
What has the bigger collection of nerve endings, the tongue or the clitoris? That's a hard one.
Like, I was like, I know. That was not the comparison I was prepared for them to ask about.
I know. I'm so like, I can't call this one because I was wrong on that other one. So
okay, reread the question because the phrasing I feel like is important.
What has the bigger collection of nerve endings, the tongue or the clitoris?
Clitoris.
All right, let's see. Correct.
I'm so good at this.
It has more than your fingertips too. See, that's what I would have gone with, but I was like, oh, but does it?
No, it does. I believe it.
What is the pudendal nerve?
What are my options?
It carries sensation from the external genitalia, both in men and women, or it carries sensation from secondary erogenous zones in both men and women. This is the hardest fucking quiz ever. It is. They weren't kidding.
And the two answers are what again?
It carries sensation from the external genitalia, both in men and women, or it carries sensation from secondary erogenous zones in both men and women.
Second one.
Oh, let's see. I'm so curious because I have no fucking idea. No.
Okay, my first instinct was the first one. I should have gone with my first instinct. Yeah, I was thinking meridians is what like erogenous nodes kind of spidering through, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
The main nerve, I guess, that does the erogenous zones is the perineum, not the pudendal.
Got it.
We're learning today.
Wow.
We're learning
This
things.
is an educational. Where'd you find this one?
I just found it randomly. And it was like, the hardest sex quiz ever you'll ever take.
So far,
perfect.
It's been correct.
I know, right? This is like a classroom.
I wonder if
quiz.
I'm failing this test right now. I wonder if I'd pass sex ed if this were the test. Anyway, go on.
Is this true or false? The neck of the cervix moves up and out of the way when a woman is aroused. I do know this one, but I'm not going to say, obviously.
I'll bet that's true.
Correct.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm like, hey, I'm gonna hide up here.
Oh my God. Here we go. What's the average erect penis length?
Ooh,
Around 6 inches or around 8 inches?
around 6.
It's got to be, right?
It's got to be around 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would have
around
expected
6.
around 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Relevant to past shows. This quiz has everything. Oh, what is the average penis circumference? 4.7 to 5.1 inches or 3.8 to 4.7 inches? You never think about an average circumference being a thing, but girth is more important than length. To me, anyway.
I'm trying to think of what do you think this is?
Let me.
Like, if you look at this, where does that size look to you?
That looks like
Yeah.
4 to 5.
Okay.
You know.
Let's go with that then, because that's what I think is pretty average. I think
Yeah.
anything larger than that would be awesome, but not average.
Yes, it is. according to the NHS. So that means this is a British quiz.
Ooh, fancy. It feels so
I
elegant
know.
answering all these sexy sex questions.
So does that mean the average sizes that they're saying here are for the UK, or they mean worldwide?
Must be the U. We'll assume it's the UK because they. No, fuck it. Worldwide, like us. This sounds legit.
What is produced in the Cowper's glands in men? Semen or pre-ejaculatory fluid? I didn't even know it was a separate thing that produced those.
Yeah, I just think it's the Cowpers.
What are you gonna go with?
I didn't think it. Wait, okay. What are the two options again?
Semen or pre-ejaculatory fluid?
I think it's like A.
Semen. Wrong.
Oh,
The
really?
most of the fluids in semen are made in the prostate gland, which I did know that, but I think it's because I didn't ever think of pre-ejaculatory
As
fluid
something else.
being made in a separate place.
Yeah.
You'd think it was all in the same place.
Guys, did you know that about you? Like,
Oh, right? Did you guys know that?
I really leave us a fucking message. I want to know if guys already knew this. 407-984-6919. Please tell us if you knew that these were separate things.
Yeah, because I'm kind of blown away right now.
Like,
Like,
I knew
where's
that,
the
like-
other one?
Yeah, where
know-
does it hide?
Yeah, like I know where the prostate is.
Where are you
but I
guys
don't-
hiding? Your guys.
Yeah, call us, tell us. Did you know this?
Gotta know. I'm a little curious.
Yeah, right?
Mhm.
What carries sperm from the testes to the ejaculatory duct? Right? The urethra or the vas deferens? What do you think?
I think vas deferens, because I've never fucking heard of that.
I've never heard of it. Correct. You were right.
Good, it was a guess. I had no idea, people. I'm on a level with you right now. I didn't have any more clue than you did.
The vas deferens carries sperm from the testes to the ejaculatory duct. There, the sperm mixes with semen, and if a man ejaculates, then it travels through the urethra and out of the body. Wait a minute. So it can mix there, and what if he doesn't ejaculate? Then what? Where does it go?
I guess back into the tank. Which side, though?
Yeah.
See, this is why we need you to call. We would ask a guy. We're asking all guys now. Join your forces. Give us some messages. We need to know how your dicks work. Because Because we just know like how the story goes. We don't really know what's going on underneath the hood, obviously, because we were both wrong.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of guys probably don't either. You don't get this is the shit you need to be taught in like sex ed and shit.
Yeah.
Not fucking whatever in the fuck they try and tell.
Well, they talk about like how to put a condom on, and they talk about like using birth control, and then they talk about babies, and then you have to carry the rice around for a year.
Yeah.
And
you have to take care of that
rice
stupid
child. It's like, all right, don't be racist.
Did you have to carry that fucking egg around?
I didn't go to public school, so no.
Oh yeah, we had to carry an egg around and look after it, and it was just like, really though?
I would have.
This is comparable. We had to do it for like a week. We had to like take care of an egg for like a week. And it was just like,
co-parenting with another person too? Did you have to do that? Because some schools make you do that. They make you co-parent.
Oh, that's cool.
With the egg.
With the egg.
Like, you get shared custody, you have to work out bills and shit. I'm like, I don't fucking care about this. I will throw it.
Dude. All right, what percentage of men worldwide are circumcised? 30% or 60%?
Worldwide?
Yeah.
30%.
It's gotta be, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Because that's the thing. Like, a lot of Americans don't get that circumcision is not a thing in a lot of countries, including over here.
Yeah. You're going to see the whole hat.
Yeah, and I don't understand. Like, I think I'm one of those people that's like, ban it. Because I see it as genital mutilation. Okay. That's something you shouldn't be able to do that to another person's body without them being old enough to understand and to consent to the procedure, unless it's a medical reason. Like, they have to be circumcised for medical reasons.
Right.
Because there's no I mean, and it does not prevent disease. It's not cleaner. I mean, I'm sorry. A lot of people like to throw hygiene there, but just wash your fucking dick, dude. Just wash,
Don't get that rank dick.
Yeah, this is not hard. They're not difficult to care for. They're not difficult to look after. If you just keep it clean, it's all good.
Oh, by the way, also, could you just like trim and wash your balls, please? Please.
Yes, please.
Fucking please.
Please do that.
I don't want to suck anything. I don't want to fucking be down there if you're doing nothing with your downstairs.
Yeah. Clean yourself.
I take pride in my landscaping.
Yeah, right?
So, like, please do that. Please. I'm not like really begging here, but I'm kind of begging a little. Like,
well, I mean, it's a thing that, like, it's all sort of societal expectations, and they've not had that constant. Like, if a girl posts a picture of herself and she doesn't shave her armpits, people always, and it's always other fucking women. This shit pisses me off so bad. It's always the other women are the first to be like, "That's disgusting. You need to shave." Blah 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 blah. Plenty of guys do too, but guys aren't held to that same standard. So we are here to tell you that standard does exist, and fuck's sake, man, clean yourself.
Yeah, it does exist. And I would just appreciate it for women everywhere. Like, do you really think, like, I hate when guys are like, you know what, she doesn't blank, blank, blank. And it's like, okay, well, did you blank, 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 blank? Because if you didn't blank, blank, she ain't gonna blank, 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 blank. Okay? Are
you gonna replace the word blank with, like, little beeps?
I think I should, like, random fucking obscenities. Like, just like random inserted words, like Mad Libs, like mad shade libs.
Yeah. Or if you don't want to clean yourself, you will still get infections. You will still get, whether you're circumcised or not. Mm-hmm. So there's no reason for it. To me, it's like if everybody cut the bottom of a baby's earlobes off, because that's just what was done. That's how I see it. It's exactly the same. It's an unnecessary fucking medical procedure. And it is a medical procedure. You're taking part of a kid's body. And it's like, oh, they don't remember it. So
yeah.
So fucking what, man?
Yeah, I actually had that conversation with Blue Hair Betty. Like, she brought up that one of her kids was circumcised and one wasn't. And I said, and I was like, well, mine is. I didn't really, it's going to sound shitty, but I just didn't, it wasn't a moral thing for me. It wasn't, I didn't have a stance on it like some people do.
We are not. What is Peyronie's disease? Is it a rare STI or a bent or curved penis?
Bent or curved penis.
Do.
I'm probably wrong.
Correct.
Oh, I'm probably right.
It generally happens after a sexual trauma and is more drastic than the slight bend or curve that many men have. Oh. Okay, this is going to be easy. See, it's the men questions that are hard. Can a
Okay.
woman get pregnant if she's on her period?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't understand like why there are apparently people that think that you can't, and it's like, really? Of course you fucking can.
Yeah, the sperm lives, and she might still have an egg up in there that gets to hang out a little longer. You could impregnate her. No, yeah. Red Wings doesn't mean she's not getting pregnant. It doesn't.
Oh my God, this is a hard question.
Okay.
What happens to the lateral orbitofrontal cortex during an orgasm? Does it shut down or go into overdrive? Oh, I'm so curious about the answer to this one. The science of the orgasm. How fucking cool.
Yeah. I'm going to say it shuts down.
Correct.
Yeah. I was just
Correct.
trying to place where in the brain that was and what that part of the brain. I used to know this stuff. What part of the brain that was, like what the functioning would have been. Yeah. So yeah.
It's the seat of reason and behavioral control.
Yep.
But when you have an orgasm, you lose that control. It just shuts down. You're incapable of controlling yourself.
That's so hot to hear.
I know, right?
You really fucking
That's
give
fucking
it up.
sexy.
Yeah.
Any neurologists listen to the show? What's up?
Leave us a message, Dr. Hotness.
Right?
Dude, if there's a hot
Nah.
neurologist out there, you should date me because I am a science project. I will fucking keep you busy for the rest of your days forever. I'm almost to talk. Anyway, I'm not really available, so don't really do that. But you can leave us a message. Go on.
If I dated a neurologist, they'd probably just send me to a shrink or something.
They'd be like, "Oh, this one's real. This live one right here." All right, next question, sir.
How does blood flow to the penis change? Or how does blood flow to the penis change during an erection? The arteries to the penis open wider and the veins away from it constricting, leading to a buildup of blood, or the heart pumps faster so more blood than usual flows to the penis.
Oh no, I think it's A.
Yeah, me too. It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Correct.
Dude, we're like sexperts.
we'll get like the next 3 wrong if you say
Right.
that. Don't jinx it. Which nerve does not run through the spinal cord? The pelvic nerve, the pudendal nerve, or the vagus nerve? This is really, they weren't kidding.
The pelvic nerve and the what was the third one?
The pudendal nerve or the vagus nerve?
And it's a spinal cord?
Yeah. Which one does not run through the spinal cord?
I'm gonna say the pudental. I'm gonna say the pudental. Or however you say that.
You are wrong.
Oh, which one
You are
was it?
wrong.
Which was it? Was it the vagus?
It was the
Oh, that's
vagus
the one I was
nerve.
focused on. I didn't think it was that one. I was dead wrong. See, I jinxed it.
All 3 are involved in providing your brain feedback during sex.
Ooh.
What is anorgasmia? Is it the inability to reach orgasm or an orgasm that lasts longer than a minute?
Longer than a minute.
Longer than a minute. Let's see. Wrong.
Man, you were right. I definitely did jinx us. There we go.
You got 14 out of 20 right. You're almost a sexpert, but could do with a little more research.
Oh, all right. Well, that's fair. That's fair. I probably know more than the average bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not bad. I'm a
we go.
Cool. So
Cool.
Right. Should we do strain of the week?
Yeah, we can do strain of the week. Actually, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Hold. Me join.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll one because I am smoking my strain of the week this week.
Well done.
And I try to, but it's a bit difficult sometimes because you can't get a hold of every strain in every place, you know. So when I do, I like to smoke it while I talk about it. Oh my God. Yes?
Washing up stuff.
Okay.
Am I allowed on?
All right.
Thanks. Want me to bring Alex in with me?
Ask her if she wants to go in with you.
Nice. What's its name?
This thing's full of it. Look at that. Exodus. Exodus. Your song's good. That song's gonna be in your head all day now. Anyway, I am ready for strain of the week.
Strain of the week. Let's cut into it.
Light it up.
Yeah, you're actually smoking it today. Woo!
Yeah. This week's strain of the week is a sativa dominant hybrid called Exodus. It's kind of a cross between a skunk and a cheese with a 40 to 60 indica sativa ratio. It's good for several medical conditions, but they're all kind of the same. Chronic pain, stress, depression, eating disorders like anorexia, it's quite good for. Mm-hmm. It's got a nice sort of earthy taste to it, almost like a mossy sort of dank taste to it.
Dank.
It is.
Drop that D. D as in daddy issues. It's the letter of the day. D as in get that D. D as in dank as fuck.
It is not recommended for first-time medical marijuana users because it's super potent. It is nice and stinky, like the smell. It's one of those that no bag will mask the smell. But you can, like I said, I'm smoking it now, and I've been smoking it today, and you don't get that couch lock, lazy feeling from it.
Okay. That's good, though, because, like, I need to go do shit with my day. I have a whole life.
Yeah. It's good for nausea.
Things.
Yeah, it's good for nausea. It's good for bipolar disorder. It's good for PTSD. It's good for spinal cord injuries. Fatigue, all of that. It's really, really good for a lot of medical conditions. But it's also nice and fun too. Like you said, I've got shit to do in the day. And you know what? I know a lot of smoke is really euphoric and has that sort of giggly, silly feel to it. But this stuff, like, it puts you in a happy mood. Like it just puts you in a good mood when you smoke it. You're just like, you know what?
Right now.
Yeah, I am. You're just like, you know what? Whatever's going on in my life, it's fine. It'll work.
I can tell when you haven't
out.
smoked because, like, you're not as bouncy and bubbly. You're just like, yeah, I'm here. Like, like it's not that you're fake. It's just that you're not yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was all right yesterday, but you know,
well, yesterday wasn't an example I was making, but like some days when you've been out.
Yeah.
Minutes.
It is because I take it with antidepressants and stuff. It, like, when I don't have it, you know, I get really fatigued when I don't have it. I get really, like, just whatever about shit, you know. But this stuff, it just puts you in, like, a good mood, you know.
Yeah.
That's different than just the normal high euphoria. It's just like, you know what?
You're like,
Look
I'm
at
just
that
in
sunshine.
a good. Yeah. You're like, the day is good. The grass is green. The birds are alive and chirping in the background.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that is this week's strain of the week. I highly recommend.
Now-
I highly recommend.
This is a good time to mention that we're looking for sponsors for Strain of the Week, or a sponsor, a very special sponsor for Strain of the Week. So not only do you get to work with us one-on-one a little bit, we will promote, if you're a grower, if you're a glass blower, like whatever facet of that community you're in. If you're 420 friendly and you want to support us, if you have a cause that you're supportive of and you want to sponsor the segment, you can do that.
Or even if you run a website like WikiLeaks or WikiLeaf or Allbud or Leafly or anything like that, like get in touch.
Get in touch.
We are here for you.
Yeah, you can check out damagegoodsinc.com. There's a contact page there. And then, of course, you can find us at daddyissuesshow@gmail.com still. That's still a legit way to get in touch with us.
Yeah. And the voicemail. Leave us a voicemail. I'm so excited about this whole voicemail thing.
Yeah, call us at Daddy Issues, Lily and Shade, at 407-984-6919. You can comment, you can ask us questions, you can submit shit to us that you think is funny. I don't know, tell us a joke. I want to hear you guys. I know you're listening because I just saw how many downloads that we've been getting, and like more than I would have expected.
Tell us a joke. Okay. Tell us a joke, Shade.
I don't fucking know a joke. Except
you don't know a joke? You don't know one joke?
No. Knock, knock, I'm fucked.
You gotta know. You don't know one joke. Everybody knows at least one joke.
Let me think. I have a horrible memory is the problem. Let me think. I'm gonna do a knock knock joke for Christ's sake. Like, you really want me to do this?
Do it. Go for it. If it's the only joke you know, tell it. Tell us your one joke.
This is so fucking sad.
It's not.
It's a stupid knock knock. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock knock. I hate this.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock knock. Who's
there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you glad I didn't ask banana? Oh, I fucked it up! I'm so embarrassed. I look like my face is having a fucking seizure. Like, I'm not a joke person. I can't make jokes.
I just think it's unfair to us listeners to send us a joke if we don't pony up and tell a joke too.
Okay, well, you guys have all suffered through that and realized that I am not funny. I'm actually, God, someone said this to me the other day. They're like, when you're not trying, you're funny. And I was like, I know, that's why I don't try. I'm funnier when people don't expect it. Don't expect shit from me. I'm the...
Well, I mean, are there any, like, really funny jokes, though?
To my knowledge, no.
They're supposed to be, like, a bit shit, aren't they? They're supposed to be... You know?
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? See? That's what it was supposed to say. My fucking punchline is shit.
You did well. Look, you did well.
Oh
you did great.
Don't you fucking sad pussy me. Don't you give me that sad pussy. I know what that is.
I will tell a shit joke to make you feel better.
Do it.
I'm sure I know. I'm sure I know one.
God, you probably just have a better memory or a better handle on our conversation at this point. I guess I'm not even high. Like, there's no excuse.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that probably is the problem. All right, I'm listening to your joke to hopefully make this funny.
It's not going to be funny because jokes aren't funny. All right.
No, you don't. Go on.
All right. What did the Buddhist say to the hot dog vendor?
I don't know. What?
Make me one with everything.
Ah, that's cute. That's what I would expect from you. It's an adorable joke. Oh, God, isn't she cute? If you want to flirt with my wife, you can leave messages, love messages for the two of us. I know you're not going to leave them for me. Nobody fucking likes me. I'm too spiny. People are like, she's like a stegosaurus. Don't get too close.
I see it the other way around, but not because I'm too spiny, but you're the hot one. You're the one that like
Nobody
does all the
thinks that.
sexy Instagram pictures and stuff. And I'm just like that stoner chicken. You know what I'm like? You ever seen the movie Locked, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? Right? The stoner chick that's on the couch that like blends in with the furniture, that's me.
Yeah, it fucking is.
She just gets up at one point in the movie and shoots a gun a lot of times and then is back down. My dreadlocks got attached to the skeleton.
You want to hear something
God
fucked up?
damn it, Cornelius, get together.
Okay, so the screaming child in the background has triggered me to think of rejected children's story titles. And the first one that came to mind was Daddy Drinks Because You Cry. And then my second one was, because like I had a second to think. My second one was Adam and Steve, the New Bible.
Oh, God.
A children's edition.
I like it. We should do Daddy Issues children's books.
I think we should. I think we should have like a fucking music box and everything. But by the way, we have a naughty bedtime story coming to you guys this time. My wife is going to be reading it, and I don't know which one she's going to read. So it'll be a surprise to all of us. She's going to send me the audio. I'm going to clip it in, and it's going to be shoved up all our asses. Hopefully, it feels good.
Yeah. I mean, if you write erotica or short stories or anything like that, and you want to send us in, we will read it on air and be like, yo, this person wrote this story.
Yeah, we'll give you credit. We're not here to take credit for your work. So like, if you have social media, we'll plug it there. If you want to be anonymous, we can do that. We really just want stuff to read. So this way at the very end of the show, you get something out of it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we're nice. We're givers. We want to give.
And love erotica. So
yeah, I love erotica too. And also, I'm a taker, so that's why I like erotica. That's a thing.
Definitely.
Fingers crossed that Lilo gets back to me very soon because it's been a dry spell like you would not believe. My new plug already broke.
Oh, that's shitty,
dude. Not even a week.
That is so shitty.
Lilo, come through, friend. Come through. We need you. We need you at Daddy Issues. All right. Yeah. So if you guys don't know already, you can find us on Twitter and on Instagram. So do that. It's in the show notes. I would go through every way to get in touch with us, but it's in the show notes, so you can just look. And I want you to look there because there's other new stuff for you to find. So we have our Patreons there, damagedgoodsinc.com. Worldwide, people. We're fucking going worldwide. We're adding new shows. That's exciting. Recording tonight. Beta testing is recording tonight.
When is that dropping? June the 1st, right?
Sounds like June 1st, if I'm that masochistic, yes. I'm actually going to be involved. I'm going to be a co-host to Matt Unguma, who, by the way, is hilarious. You'll like him. Everybody will listen to him. I have a feeling that this is going to be the most approachable show on our entire network.
Probably.
He's just so nice. Just such a nice guy, you know.
Aww.
He could have been from the Midwest, seriously. But he wasn't. But anyway, other than that, so check out the show notes. Do join us on our Facebook group because it's kind of lonely. We're not growing enough in our group. We've had the same 200 people and glad that y'all are solid and still in it with us. But do you have friends? Because we would like them to be here too. So the Daddy Issues group, please submit your friends. We need them. We need more listeners.
Send us a voicemail because I want to hear from you.
I can't wait
I'm
to
all
hear the
excited to hear.
voicemails.
I know. I'm so excited about it. I hope people call.
And you don't have to say your name. You can, when they say, well, who's calling, you can use an anonymous name or a pen name, anything you guys want. We're not here to out you. If you want to be anonymous and call us out, we'll still play it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're curious. We're curious about you guys. Get involved.
We are.
Daddy Issues group and the phone number. You want the phone number one more time? Should I give it to you?
Yeah, go on.
407-984-6919. Do not delay. Literally stop listening to this now. Turn me off and go leave us a message because otherwise my wife's going to be sad next week if there's nothing there to listen to. Seriously.
Oh,
tears.
You're so good to me.
I know. I have to give her audio babies. audio. She knows she's like an audiophile, and the only way I can really get her off is to make sure that people care. So do your worst, people. Leave us a
I
message.
love it.
So pardon my manners, just something about you turns me to a savage.
Thank you for joining us on Daddy Issues, brought to you by the Damaged Goods Network.
And now for another naughty bedtime story. Mirror, Mirror on the Wall by Rick Schroeder. Alice was so glad the week was over. She was going to explode if she had been asked to put in OT. The dumb prick she worked for had been an ass all week long. The final straw had been when he stuck his head into her cubicle just before noon and blithely announced that he had just remembered the people at Just For Us had called 2 days ago, moving up the day for the final submission on their new ad campaign. They were coming today at 5. Forgot my ass, she had thought. He got his rocks off by pulling stunts like this and then just walking away. Somehow, she and Maureen had gotten the update done by 4 and then had to cool their heels until just before 5, waiting for the prick to indicate his approval of their work. The two friends wasted no time in cleaning up their work areas and bolted to the elevators before he could change his mind. They only breathed a sigh of relief when the elevator door closed. Their humor improved when they found themselves alone in the elevator. "Ready for tonight?" asked Maureen as her chest began to expand from her heavy breathing. "You bet I am," replied Alice as she leaned into Maureen and clamped her mouth over that of her friend. Alice had to do a quick step back as they reached the ground floor and the doors opened. Good thing, as the Just For Us ad execs were waiting to ride up and give full credit for their work to the guy who had done nothing to get the job done. Exiting the elevator, they smiled at each other and, sure no one was looking, gave the finger to the now departed elevator before looking deeply into each other's eyes and licking their lips. This had become their private sign for things to come. "See you at 8, breathed Maureen, hardly hiding the lust she felt inside. "I'll be ready. The drinks will be on ice. Don't forget your bag." "Do I ever?" They exchanged quick girly pecks to the cheek and headed in opposite directions through the lobby. Maureen lived east and Alice west, and this was the quickest way for them to get to their respective apartments. They often considered moving in together. The rumor mill had kept them from doing so. That did not stop them from spending alternate weekends at each other's apartments, leave separately, go home, and, depending on whose turn it was, grab the already packed weekender and take the short cab ride to the other's apartment. It had worked well for the 3 years they had been friends with benefits, and oh, what fun those benefits were. Alice was home by 5:30. Living close was an advantage. She knew Maureen's trip would take until after 6, depending on that damn rush hour traffic. And she would probably not arrive at Alice's apartment until close to the agreed 8 in the evening. Once home, Alice had showered and grabbed a quick yogurt and power drink. The prick's timing had robbed them of time for lunch, and she was famished. She and Maureen would be able to order in later, after satisfying their other appetites, assuming they could. She walked into the bedroom area and took off her robe to stand naked in front of the 2 full-length mirrors in the room. The mirrors faced each other with a space of some 4 feet in between. That was just enough space for the 2 of them to stand, locked in an embrace, and admire the sight from the reflection in the mirror behind her partner. Alice found it to be erotic into the extreme. She could not only feel her hands on and in Maureen's ass, but see it also. Maureen would do the same thing using the other mirror. Same was true if they stood back to back while massaging pussy and getting their fingers inside to coat them in pussy juice before licking themselves clean. This had become their standard warm-up routine, at least here. Maureen's digs lacked the mirrors, so they had developed another routine when that was the place for spending the weekend. Alice had lost herself in the image looking back at her. Where Maureen had close-cropped auburn hair, Alice's was a sweeping mass of flowing black. Maureen's eyes were hazel, to lose oneself in. Alice's were of the palest blue. Both had little bodies. Maureen's was leaner and well-toned. Her breasts were smallish, but well-rounded and left no doubt about her gender. Alice's were fuller, but still firm and rounded. Alice particularly loved her nipples, which could be easily coaxed to the extent to make themselves readily suckable. Maureen's required some coaxing, but served the same purpose, thank you very much. Alice could almost envision the sight of her friend, and could not keep from stroking her pussy, and thus push herself into a dreamy reverie of what was to come. Just then, she was jerked back to reality by the sound of the doorbell. She glanced at the clock on her dresser. It was just past 7. Damn, she had made good time. Goody, though, more time to play. She grabbed her robe, just in case, gave it a loose tie, and headed to answer the summons from her lover. A quick glance in the mirror told her she was sort of spilling out of the open top. She smiled, thinking of the appreciative leer she would get upon opening the door. She hesitated for a fraction of a second. For some reason, her image in the mirror seemed a bit off. A shake of her head, and she scurried on the waiting Maureen. Without checking, she opened the door. It would be impossible to tell who was the more surprised, herself or the special delivery courier, who briefly looked at her face before dropping his gaze to her chest area, and what more than peeked out from beneath her robe. To his credit, he regained some semblance of composure, and managed to stammer out, "Miss Alice Cooper?" "Yes." "I have a registered delivery for you." "Who from?" "Sorry, miss, I have no idea. As I understand, it was dropped off about 6 to be delivered as near to 7 as possible." Alice noticed he had a clipboard on top of the box. "Do I need to sign?" "Yes." She expected him to bring the package up higher to facilitate her signing. He did not. In fact, he seemed to clutch it closer to his groin. Even so, it moved ever so slightly towards her. There could be no doubt her package was being pushed by his. Christ, she thought. Another male prick getting hard from looking at her. Well, let's give him a show then. She bent down, allowing her breasts to fall further from her robe, took the pen laying on the clipboard, signed on the line bearing her name, and pushed the package into his surely erect cock, as she took hold and lifted the package into her arms. "Thank you, and have a pleasant evening," was her parting remark as she turned and kicked the door closed with her foot. She leaned against the door and laughed. God, men were so easy. She took the box into the living room and placed it on the coffee table, before getting the letter opener from the hall. As she worked to slide the box open, she wondered what it was and who it might be from. The box was fairly large. Once open, she rummaged under the bubble wrap and extracted an elegantly wrapped inner box. Her wonder increased. She carefully opened the wrapping and lifted the lid from the second box. A note lay on top. "For us. For tonight." She did not need more. The handwriting was clearly Maureen's, and the contents were clear in their meaning. She took out the leather-belted harness with large open rings meant to encircle her breasts. The fasteners were straps and buckles designed for the user to be able to don the harness without help. Draw it as tight as desired and buckle it at the side. Next came the smallest of leather panties, also designed to be buckled on each side, with barely enough material between her legs and up her ass to somewhat cover those areas. She almost overlooked the last 2 items. The first was easy to recognize. It was a bar gag like a horse's bit. The other item took a second to identify. When she did, a broad smile spread across Alice's face. By God, that little slut. It was a double dildo, front and back at the same time, and the sucker was curved so as to set fully around her bottom from pussy to ass. She looked closer and saw what seemed to be a very small slide switch in the part meant to go between her legs. She tried it, and the thing came alive in her hand. Both ends vibrated, and they were not subtle vibrations. She actually gasped before seeing a third item she had overlooked. It was a small control unit. She pushed its button, and the vibration rate changed. Repeated pushing told her it pulsed not only at different speeds, but also with different patterns. The last push turned it off. This thing must have been custom made and cost a bundle. How would she ever be able to repay her friend? Glancing at the clock, she saw it was nearing 7:30. She had half an hour to make herself ready to show her appreciation and begin to pay back for this incredible gesture. She hurried into the bedroom, placed her new treasure on the bed, whipped off her robe, and began to don her new outfit. Harness went on first. She securely cinched herself in. Her nipples instantly peaked. She gave them a quick pinch and moaned. She scampered into the bathroom and gave the double dildo a quick wash with antiseptic soap before grabbing her tub of lube. Back in the bedroom, she lubed herself fore and aft and applied a liberal amount to the prongs of the double dildo. Standing before one of the mirrors, she spread her legs wide and gingerly slid both prongs in and pushing them gently but tightly up into herself. Another moan escaped. She knew she was becoming aroused in a familiar way, yet one never before experienced. The leather bottom went on next. She pulled it up tight and cinched it firmly before fastening the buckles. Lord, she might come before Maureen got there. The bit went into her mouth and was drawn tight and buckled behind her head. She feared what she did next, but could not stop herself. She picked up the controller. Back between the mirrors, she switched it on. The effect was more than electric. She literally rocked and found she needed support. She leaned into the mirror and instantly knew something strange was happening. The hands of her reflection reached out from the mirror and grabbed her arms. The ecstasy of the orgasm she was experiencing made it impossible to act. The mirror image swung her around, and Alice suddenly found she was now looking out from inside the mirror. But at who or what? Somehow the realization took hold that she still held the control. Frantically, she pushed the button until the source of her fear and bliss fell silent and still between her legs and in her deepest recesses. She was still completely shaken. The surprise of hearing her image speak to her unnerved her even more. Comfy, sweet Alice? I sure hope so. I'm so sorry for doing this to you, but we're tired of always looking out and never being able to touch the way the two of you do. The doorbell sounded. Ah, they're here. Back in a sec. The image left and soon returned with Maureen. Alice was dumbfounded. Maureen was carrying a package that was the size of a large picture frame. Maureen removed her full-length coat. Alice gasped to see Maureen in the same type of outfit as she and her newly freed mirror image wore. Well, we might as well get this over with, said Maureen. She removed the wrapping and held up the frame. In the mirror, Alice gasped in horror and sudden realization. Her Maureen, looking at her pleadingly from her mirror. She had the same style outfit on as the other three. Any trouble? Asked the newly liberated Alice. A bit, but nothing I couldn't handle. chuckled the new Maureen. The newly arrived mirror was brought up to the one holding Alice. It was securely taped to the front of Alice's mirror. New Alice said to her trapped image, "Grab her arms and pull her to you. Otherwise, she will remain stuck in her mirror." Somehow, the trapped Alice succeeded. Alice and her Maureen were reunited inside the mirror and fell, sobbing, into an embrace. The mirror Maureen had arrived and was detached and placed against the wall. "Well, enjoy. At least you have each other. We've had to be satisfied with only watching you, separately, from our side, and only on weekends." With that, the new Alice and Maureen kissed passionately. They then eased the mirror holding their trapped images out of the bedroom and into the living room and turned off the light before re-entering the bedroom and heading to the bed they had dreamed of for nearly 3 years. Each was using a hand to squeeze the other's ass. If they had remained in the living room a bit longer, they could have watched as Alice and Maureen, now in the looking glass, remained sobbing in each other's arms. A while longer yet, and they would have seen them straighten and begin leering at each other, fully appreciating how the other looked. They would have seen each reach between their legs and switch on their inserts, and they would no longer be sobbing. They would be moving together and beginning to explore. They would seem to have accepted their new reality. They would turn and walk deeper into the mirror, each with a hand on the other's ass. Back in the bedroom, voices could be heard. Should we have told them it wouldn't be permanent? Nah, it'll do them good. They have each other for now, and will appreciate it even more when we bring them back. I just wonder what it will be like to fuck my twin. Well, we'll have a ready answer for anyone who tells us to go fuck ourselves. Sure will. Just say we do. Can I move in tomorrow? Don't see why not. Yeah, but they were so concerned about office gossip and that prick they work for. He won't be a problem after Monday, will he? They both looked at the mirror propped against the far wall, laughed, and then turned to face each other. They embraced and started to press their boobs into each other. Maureen looked at the controls she held and then into Alice's pale blue eyes. Alice nodded, and they exchanged controllers. Each started pushing into the other's buttons as they sank onto the bed. The controls were laid aside as hands became engaged in other things. Mouths were pressed together. Tongues explored. Oh, this would be a very good night. All thanks to their daddy, the Mad Hatter, holder of the secret to the looking glass. The end.